Myself, Gyan Prakash Yadav. I'm a faculty of School of Management Studies, UP Rajarsi Tandon Open University, Prayagraj. Today, I'm going to talk about the motivation and the theories of motivation. Motivation is the term derived from the Latin word movere, which means to move. It means when a person is moving from one position to another position, when he was static, but now after the motivation he is ready to take the initiative and he is ready to do the job, then it is called the motivation. There are so many definitions defined for the motivation. Increase in productivity is the ultimate goal of the organizations. So the individuals or the working employees of any organization are motivated to achieve the objectives of the organization. The managers, the management even tries to motivate their employees to achieve the desired objectives. There are so many theories, so many approaches regarding the motivation. After the motivation concepts, we will talk about the approaches of motivation. There are few approaches. Historically, we can divide them in 4 categories. The first one, that is the rational economic mind. This is the approach of management when we use that we can say the rational economic mind is the approach in which the individual is motivated only due to the economic rewards. Means a person is motivated only for the monetary terms benefits. He is motivated only to get some economic rewards. This is the oldest approach in the motivation. The next approach, that is the social mind. This is the second approach. Elton Mayo's experiment established this approach when he made the experiment and tell about the importance of human being, how a person, how an individual is motivated and how he is interacted with the society. These were the importance of the Hawthorne experiment, and then the approach came as the social mind. The third approach, that is the self-actualizing mind. When a person wants to utilize his potential at the maximum level, this approach is also very important for the motivation. And the last one, that is the complex mind. Because of the human beings are very complex in the nature, they don't know about their own capabilities, their own motivation, their own motives. So it's a very tough to read the individual's nature or their behavior, because it's a very complex nature, complex mind. He has the several motives. Any individual has the several motives. He is not based on the monistic concept. Because of the behavior of or the nature of an human being or individual, it's become very complex. There are so many differences in any individual. That's why this approach is also known as the complex mind approach. In characteristics of motivation. After the approaches of motivation, we will talk about the characteristics of the motivation. Individuals differ in their motivation. This is the first characteristics in which we can say the individuals differ in their motivation. Maybe there are so many things, and a person who is motivated, but the another person may be not motivated for that particular reason or that particular objective. There are so many things for which an individual is motivated, but the another individual may be not motivated. So individuals differ. This is the first characteristics of the motivation. Sometimes the individuals are unaware of their motivation. It is found that when a person is motivated, but he is not aware of his own motivation, why he is motivated to do the work. So this is another characteristics of the motivation, that individual is not aware of their own motivation. As far as example, we can say, a child, girl, she hate an employee, she hate a person just because of his face was much more similar to his stepfather. But he was not aware of this thing, that why she dislikes that person, but it was the motivation for which he was not aware. So sometimes an individual is not aware of his motivation. Motivation changes. There is no guarantee that a person who is motivated and he will always be motivated in whole life. As soon as time will passes away, his motivation will change, or it will be a different motivation will takes place. Motivation are expressed differently. Sometimes I am motivated for any particular thing, so my way of expression will be the different one, and the another who is also motivated for that particular thing, but he will express in a different way. So that motivation is expressed differently. Motivation is complex. It's a very complex to even read out the nature, the behavior of human being, because it's a very complex, as I already told in the approaches of human behavior, human beings. So motivation is also very complex. Sometimes you are motivated for a particular thing, and another time you are not motivated for that same thing. Sometimes you are motivated a little bit from that particular thing, and another point you are much more motivated for that particular thing. So it's a very complex to read out about the motivation. So nature of the motivation is very complex. Motivation is continuous process. It's not a one day affair or it's a one short affair. Motivation continues till life or whole life of any individual. He is motivated now, he is motivated for any another thing, but in the few years, after few years, he will motivated for the other works. So it is a continuous process that goes on in whole life of any individual. So this is a continuous process. After this approaches, we will talk about the techniques of motivation. Techniques of motivation means how you can motivate the employees or the individuals in the organization. That is the technique of motivation. It's a very important, because of if you are handling your peoples, the workers or employees in the right manners, so you can achieve the objectives of the organization and you will get the ultimate goals of the organization. So you should choose a very right technique that will be helpful in the achievement of the motivation. So technique of motivation, the carrot and stick approach, the one very important technique. This is the technique of motivation, carrot and stick approach. It means once you are doing better or you are doing well, then you will be get a reward. And if you are not doing better or if you are not doing well, then you will get the punishment, or this is the symbol of stick. Carrot is the symbol of reward, while the stick is the symbol of punishment. So this is the technique of management by which the individuals are motivated. The person who is not taking interest, who is not doing well, he is punished by his boss or the superiors. And if he is doing better, then he will get the reward by his superiors. This is a very important technique of the management, and especially for the motivation of the employees. Today we will talk about the few theories who are even written there, motivation theories. Basically there are three types of theory. The content theory. Under this theory, it is found that what energizes an individual to do the work, or what energizes individual for the motivation. The second type of theory, that is the process theory. It tells that how the behavior of individual is energizes. And the last one, that is the reinforcement theory. Reinforcement theory tells about the ways in which the behavior is learned or shaped. In the content theory, there are another theories. In these theories, first one is the Maslow's need hierarchy theory, Hasberg two-factor theory, McLean's achievement theory, and Elderfer's ERG theory. First of all, I would like to explain about the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Maslow's divided the needs into 5 categories. He told there are 5 types of needs, and they came in the human life or individual's life one by one, or in the hierarchical level. The first one, that is the physiological needs. Maslow told that every individual needs the physiological needs, the needs for food, for shelter, for breathing. So these needs are very important for the survival of life of human beings. So if these needs are not present, or any individual is not getting these needs, so definitely his life cannot survive. So these are the physiological needs who are required for the survival of life. Second need, this is the safety and security need. Once an individual is able to fulfill his basic needs or the physiological needs, then he wants to save and secure his life and career. Then he will never go for such work where his career or his life will suffer. So he needs a security of his life and career. The third need, that is social need. This need arises after receiving the safety and security needs. Social needs are the needs when an individual wants to affiliate with the society, he wants to make the relations, he wants to get respect from society, so he go for the third need, that is the social need, means he is interacting with the people of society. Once a person is or individual is able to fulfill this need, then definitely he will go for the esteem need or ego needs. This is the need in which a person would like to tell that he has some status. He will not do this work or he will do this work because his status does not allow to do this work. So any individual in his life go for this need when he is socially very popular, socially he is able to fulfill his need. The last need, that is the self-actualization need, Maslow told, once a person is able to fulfill 4 needs, then he go for the self-actualization needs. These needs are, when a person wants to capitalize, wants to optimize the use of his potential, means he wants to be what he can do. These are the 5 needs of Maslow's, and Maslow told that these needs arises one by one or they comes in the hierarchical order. The second theory of content theories is Husberg two-factor theory. Husberg told that there are 2 types of factors. The one factors who are the dissatisfiers or the hygiene factors, and the another factors are motivating factors. He told that if there is absence of hygiene factors or the dissatisfiers, then employee will be dissatisfied. But if they are present in the organization, it doesn't mean that the employee will be motivated. Likewise, the other hand, the motivating factors are present in the organization, then the employee will be motivated, but it doesn't mean that if they are not present, the employee will be demotivated. The factor's impact is unidirectional. In this theory, if the dissatisfiers are not present, then there will be dissatisfaction. If they are present, then they are only maintaining the health of the organization. They are not going to motivate the employees. And in the other side, the motivating factors, if they are present, so the employee will be motivated, but if they are not present, then employee is not going to demotivated. So this theory was something different with different sets of the motivating factors. There is a comparison between Maslow's and Husberg two-factor theory, and it is found that the lower order needs of the Maslow are the hygiene factors, and the top order needs of the Maslow's theory are called as the motivating factors. The another theory of content theory is McLean's need achievement theory. McLean told that there are few needs: need for achievement, need for power, and need for affiliation. Once a person lives in the society, then he wants to be affiliated with the other peoples. So the need or affiliation takes place when he wants to interact with the society peoples. Need for power. Once a person is working in the organization, then the power is a way by which he can change the behavior of other peoples. That's why everyone wants to enjoy the power. The needs of power arises. The third need, that is the need for achievement. So many things are in the universe, and any person wants to achieve those things, and that's why he is motivated to do the work. So these are the needs by which the individual is motivated. These three needs, achievement, power, and affiliation, are discussed in the Mackland's achievement theory. The last one, that is the Elderford's ERG theory. ERG theory, as by name, it's very clear. That's a need for existence. Need for existence is actually the physiological and safety and security needs of Maslow. Need for relatedness. This is the need in which the need of esteem is included. And the third one, that is growth need. In this need, few parts of esteem and most of the self-actualization needs are included. That's why this theory is also called the extension of Maslow's need hierarchy theory. These theories are content theories. Thanks to all of you for watching this video, in which I talked about the motivation and the content theories especially. In the next lecture, I will talk to you the process theories and content theories, which is left today. So thanks to all of you for watching me. Thank you.